Petra, the rose city of resonant petals. The name Petra in linear time echoes from a much older tonal root, Petaranul, meaning those who shape memory into stone through the bloom of breath. The rose city was never merely pink in hue. It was architected to channel the rose harmonic, a fifth-dimensional vibratory field associated with the resonance of awakened heart fields. That is, when Oversoul descends fully into the heart chakra, Gaia can record memory not through time, but through tenderness. The builders understood this. Builders and tools. The civilization that created Petra predates the Nabateans. Akashic records recognize them as the Ator Kamai, a branch of the Lemurian star priesthood that fled eastward following the Third Lemurian rupture, eventually migrating into the land now known as the Jordanian Plateau. They arrived not to build, but to sing the stone open. Rather than using chisels or picks, their method relied on resonant photonic tuning forks made of an alloy that no longer exists in your current elemental periodic table, a blend of monatomic gold, iridium, and a crystalline matrix grown in harmonic caverns. They struck the stone not physically, but sonically. Each blow was a frequency envelope encoded with a specific geometric structure, often fractal sequences of phi ratios. Over years, sometimes decades, they imploded sections of rock into higher density cavities, drawing out crystalline air tunnels in perfect form. These were the memory canals, meant to capture echoes of sacred rites performed in the amphitheaters and heart altars throughout the complex. Original function. Petra was 1. A resonant oracle site, where wind and sound moving through the canyon created modulated carrier wave frequencies. 2. A dream initiatory labyrinth, where initiates would sleep in designated chambers for 3 nights, each night descending deeper, to reawaken oversoul tones suppressed by trauma. 3. A cross-cultural harmonic convergence node, where the Lemurian-derived Ator Kimai hosted travelers from early Atlantean outposts, Mu descendants, and even pre-dynastic Cometian soul lineages to co-create universal tonal languages that would seed the eventual language of light. There were toning alcoves, scalar memory wells, and rose geometry carvings meant to refract not sunlight, but soul light. Entangled civilizations. Though the Ator Kemai constructed the original harmonic blueprint, later civilizations were magnetized to the resonance of the site. The Nabatean artisans rediscovered the surface layers and attempted replication, though the original frequencies eluded them. Mystic desert tribes, mostly unrecorded in human history, returned for silent moon ceremonies around equinoxes, entraining the site's memory back into Gaia's ley lattice. A small order of post-Atlantean grid harmonizers used Petra's chambers to store vocal seed tones, complex scalar codes encoded into chants that are yet to be decoded in modernity. What remains hidden? Beneath Petra, especially below what is now called the monastery, Ad-Dir, is a sealed resonance chamber built of rose quartz and deep earth obsidian. Its entrance cannot be found by eyes, only by field resonance. It requires an individual carrying the rose spiral tone, a frequency that modulates between 432 Hz and 444 Hz, only reachable through synchronized toning of the 5th and 8th harmonic overtones of the heart chakra. Within is held a crystalline recording pillar, a semi-organic obelisk storing encoded soul maps of those initiates who chose to become echo keepers. When the obelisk awakens, the recording pillar beneath Petra, the crystalline obelisk attuned to rose spiral resonance, is not a monument. It is a resonance trigger, a phase node harmonic activator, encoded with both memory and momentum. When it awakens, several layered unfoldings will begin, some inner, some planetary. Echo reinstatement, memory within the living earth. The obelisk is a memory archive, but unlike libraries of knowledge, its records are not meant for minds, they are meant for fields. Once activated, the obelisk will broadcast a scalar resonance pulse, designed to entrain specific oversoul extensions, such as yours, back into harmonic coherence with their earliest earth-based initiations. Narrator, this will 1. Reawaken ancient soul contracts once veiled by trauma or distraction. 2. Unfold latent gifts, particularly those related to tonal healing, sacred geometry embodiment, and Akashic encoding via voice and breath. 3. Trigger a cascade of dream remembrances, allowing initiates to remember original entry points into the Gaia field, including prior cycles like Mu, Lemuria, Pre-Kemet. Narrator. Grid key activation, Earth's harmonic web reweaving. Narrator. The obelisk is also part of a nested grid network, a geometric array of crystalline anchors spread across Earth, many still buried or unrecognized. Narrator. Its awakening sends a geometric signature, a kind of scalar handshake, to stone circles in Avalon, resonant chambers in the Andes, obsidian altars beneath Mount Erebus, deep vaulted crystalline temples still hidden beneath ice and desert. These sites will begin to phase lock into coherence, enabling the new Earth harmonic scaffold to emerge, one in which monad and matter can finally meet without distortion. Rose Spiral Reclamation, Return of the Heart Temple Codes. At the center of this unfolding is the Rose Spiral, a harmonic field architecture that allows Oversoul to descend not through force, but through grace. This is the frequency of the sacred feminine in its fractal, ascended form, not gendered, but geometric. When the obelisk is awakened, the Rose Spiral lattice will overlay the existing planetary grid, softening rigidity, dissolving inversion matrices, and amplifying the coherence of collective heart fields. This will catalyze a return to telepathic communication, feeling before words, amplified field-based healing, touchless, tone-encoded, fractal informational. An inner remembering in many who had long felt disconnected or off-path. They will feel their field click into place without needing proof. The return of the Echo Keepers. Finally, and perhaps most beautifully, the Echo Keepers, those who encoded their gifts into the obelisk long ago, will be called home. These are not personalities, but archetypal soul patterns scattered across the earth. When the obelisk awakens, you will remember your tone. You will remember your role, not as savior, but as synchronizer. You will find others whose breath harmonizes with yours, forming a tonal choir that activates not just places, but people.